Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Monday. Or it's not Monday. It feels like Monday. Thursday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz, the first show of the new year 2025. Right. Hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, and hope you have a wonderful new year as well. 2025. It's hard to even get your mind around that. Seems like just yesterday we were worried about Y2K.
Seemed like just yesterday we were worried at how bad Peyton Thorne was going to be, and it ended up that way.
And it ended up that way. Well, you know, I'm sure his time, you know, he is probably ready to move on to something else, and I'm sure the feeling's probably mutual for everybody else. Kid gave his heart. I mean, you can't ever deny his hustle and his
I think there's pieces to take away. There's pieces that take away
from just wasn't good enough.
And other players from the 24 season. We had some bright spots that you can see going into the future. And yeah, I don't think I'd ever say that I saw on film that he didn't give you everything he had.
Absolutely not.
He played hard. It's just that his good wasn't good enough for the SEC conference.
Unfortunately, yeah, for Auburn and for everybody else. And he didn't, he didn't have a lot around him his first year there. The second year, you thought maybe he had some more pieces there, but it just certainly did not work out for the Auburn season. But, college football playoff games went on, of course, yesterday. We got another one today due to all everything going on in New Orleans. Obviously, that is a worldwide story and tragic. Actually a young man from Auburn University, an Auburn University graduate, just here graduated, I think, in 2023, was killed in that.
He was one of the 15?
I believe so. Story had come out. I saw President Roberts made a post about it, but that just senseless, and we all understand that, and we're not gonna go into it on this show. You've seen it everywhere else, and but we all kind of understand that. But just to come back to the triviality of football, which is kind of what we do on this show, but it is very trivial. But it is.
Could we at least add the part you and I were talking about before the air? We don't have to go into details of what had happened and how it happened, but I think people should live their life. They shouldn't allow somebody, whether this man acted by himself or with a group of people, if it was staged, whatever it was. We've heard several people on the news and other media outlets saying that, gosh, I don't know when this is going to happen again, so I'm afraid I may not go to another ball game. I may not go to the basketball game because it could happen. I don't prescribe to that. Do you?
No, I mean, I don't think it's going to deter me from going to Auburn games.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's kind of the point, of terror, is to terrorize people, and to create this sense of fear so that you don't go out and live your life. That's kind of the whole point. And so there's definitely something to be said for like you said, not going ahead and living your life, despite of these kind of things. And it's a dangerous world. You can just get into your car and go somewhere, go to the store and never come back home.
Oh, sure.
I mean, that's kind of just the way life is.
Like I said, I lean on the side, and I hope and pray that people live their life and don't live it in fear of going, okay, well, who's the next guy that's going to drive a truck down the middle of Auburn's campus during the ball game? You know? That I think you just should go to the ball games and enjoy it and have a great time and look forward to life. Don't not live it. You and I should be great examples of that. Are we getting out there and living life? We could be sitting around doing nothing,
This is true.
Yeah.
Well, Makes you wonder how many lunatics like that are here in the United States.
And it's another, and I guess shifting gears into the college football world. I brought it up to Brett the other day. But I really worry going forward with this NIL of a mental side of it for these college kids. Because if you're a college kid and I came to you, let's just throw the name out there, Scattaboo. If all of a sudden your name, image, and likeness is worth something, and I pay you $4 million, let's say, to come back to Arizona State next year and play ball, and then a year later you blow your knee out and you never play again, you get in this entitlement, you get in this like, okay, somebody's going to pay me for me, and when it's all over, what do? They look around and they got these bank accounts that almost like a lot of NFL players. They make a bunch of money, they waste a bunch of money, and then they look around and don't have a dime to their name. I hope and pray that some of these universities with all this money that's flowing has got them in programs to help them invest their money, save their money, do things for the future, because you and I both know 95% of these guys ain't going to the NFL.
Yeah.
These guys that are getting paid $1 million a year to play receiver, some of them ain't going to the NFL. So they better take advantage of that money, because they may go into fields and careers they never make that money ever again.
Well, I think they do. I know Auburn does have, programs set up like that to help these guys do that. This is something we've seen in professional sports forever.
Yeah.
You've seen,
But you've never, and I guess if you get where I'm coming from, in a professional, we're dealing with, in my mind, a grown man adult.
I'm saying,
he knows what he's doing. These are 18-year-old kids.
With professional forever.
Yeah.
Now, just here recently, now it's become an issue.
Correct.
In college football. And like you say, it's even worse. It's even more these guys are even more vulnerable because they're younger.
Yes.
Because they're not
that's
as
the part
seasoned.
That scares me, because now we're allowing college kids to have agents. They're going out there and representing them to get them all this money, but the agent's not telling them the rest of the story. Like, well, I'm going to take my 20% cut. You get your 80% of whatever I get you. Oh, by the way, if you blow it all this year, well, there's not another 80% coming next year. They're not adding into that part of it.
Yeah.
And I just want the mental side of it to be good for these kids to enjoy the game. And then when they're done, look back at it like it should be. And this is just another rant I'm on, but it should be set up in this way, the name, image, and likeness. They should make this money as they go along during college, and it's put into another account for them somewhere else. When college is over, then you can go to that account and say, okay, let's buy a little bit of this or a little bit of, pull small amounts out of it. Don't give an 18-year-old $1 million right out of high school and expect them to do the right thing.
Yeah.
That's just not. And also, if I'm going to do name, image, and likeness, if I'm at Auburn, Cam Coleman, if you're selling my jerseys, at the stadium, you're selling them in the bookstores, take that money, put it in an account for me, don't give it to me until I graduate. Then that's what I've earned as my name, image, and likeness. I earned that there. Then give it to me after I've got a college degree and got sense to know how to use that money.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
Well, that's like I said, that's why I call it a rant, because I think we ought to take care of these kids as much as we can.
Well, I think they're trying, but ultimately it ends up with personal responsibility.
Sure.
I mean, you got it. You can educate them, and you can like the only way short of forcing them, like you said, put it into an account where they can't a trust where they can't touch it until they're graduate or until they get to 21 or 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
That would certainly be, I think, a great idea. Now, is that feasible to do? And I mean, they would sue.
What if that
somebody would sue the NCAA, or somebody would sue that and say, no, this is America. This is the money I earn. You can't keep me from it. And the judge would say yes, and it would be over.
All right. Well, then that would take me to a part of it. Since we're on this NIL rant, let's just go with it. Mm-hmm. That would take me to this part. If we, like JJ has brought up about having antitrust and all this other stuff and putting contracts together, let's put a contract together that says, yes, Auburn University is going to pay you $250,000 a year to play running back, but you are only getting $50,000 of that a year. The rest of it goes into your trust, as you brought up, and you will get it when you fulfill your contract at the end of the 4 years. You get your trust, and it's, matter of fact, has sat over here for 4 years and gained you all this interest and money. It made you money.
That makes way too much sense, unfortunately, but maybe we're headed in that way. Certainly, we're headed toward contracts. Now, how they will be structured. That's a matter for the lawyers
Yeah, and it's obviously going to come down to what you said, that at the end of the day, it's a personal thing. Will a player sign a contract that's holding his money to save it for him? Or will he say, no, I want the dang Lamborghini right now. Don't save my money. I want it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them want that Lamborghini.
Yes, absolutely.
And I can't blame them. I would have loved to have had a Lamborghini when I was 18, 19.
I was watching a show last night.
I'd have taken a Ferrari.
It was NFL something or another. I forgot. What is the Patriots tight end that was there for years? Gronkowski? Mm-hmm. He told the very thing, and I'm sure this is the way all 18-year-olds think, that when he went to his school, and I can't remember if it was Arizona State or where he went, his brother and him were on the same campus together. They had $4,000 to their name between them. They took every dime of it and went and bought a hot tub, and they lived off of like $200 or $300 a month, eating like beanie weenies and water and stuff because they wanted that hot tub so bad for the girls to be in the hot tub.
That seems about right.
Now that's what an 18-year-old decision would do.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you go into it, like, hey, if I'm willing to sacrifice, if I'm willing to make the sacrifice to eat beanie weenies because I want the hot tub, get the hot tub.
Okay.
I mean, you know, look, that's why I say that's personal responsibility.
I guess
that's not, you get the hot tub and then expect somebody to pay your bills.
There you go.
Or expect to still eat steak and shrimp. If you're willing to make the sacrifice,
right,
go ahead.
Well, then that's where I'm at on this thing. I'm just in it. I want as much as we can do for these kids because I want to see them have a great future and build this country into something that's really nice to be in and be part of, not a bunch of selfish things that we got going on now.
That's a tall order. And good luck with that.
Well, we got to start somewhere.
That's true. It's a good optimistic view for here on the first show of the 2025. When we come back, we'll talk about some of these playoff games that happened yesterday, and then we'll dive into some Auburn football New Year's resolutions. Jim, what be thinking? What do you think? Some of these Auburn football, what would you like to see Auburn football do differently in 2025 than they did in 2024?
Besides W's?
Lots of them, yeah. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
We're hammering down high prices at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. New full-size GMC Sierras discounted up to $12,000 off. GMC Terrains with a roomy cabin and pro safety discounted up to $7,250 off. Enjoy the holidays with no payments until springtime. Choose from 600 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us on this, again, first show of 2025. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 9 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. You'll be glad that you did. They can beat the big box store. Sensa Green, heating, cooling, and insulation for air that's fresh and clean. Call Sensa Green, 334-487-3555. Got some incredible deals going on right now. If you're in the market for a new heating and cooling system, Sensa Green is the one you need to call. And finally, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job is too big, no job is too small. Give them a call today for all of your needs. J.A. Smith. Okay, Jim, playoff games yesterday. We'll get into these before we get into some Auburn stuff, but this is, of course, the kind of the big deal going on, the 12-team playoff. We were hoping to see some really good games. Well, the first one didn't look like it. It looked like Texas was just going to run Arizona State out of the building. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, this turned into a game. Mm-hmm. And your boy Scatterboo.
That's right.
He ran for 143 yards.
Yep.
He caught a pass, or he caught, I think, 8 passes for 199 yards and I think a touchdown. Or maybe that was just 8 catches for 99 yards.
Let me
and he threw a pass for 42 yards. And a touchdown.
Yes. You can't – you tell me how much more you can do. Does he need to get out there and kick the field goals too?
I mean, I could see him getting the MVP in a loss here.
There is no question. I'm not so sure if they don't give an award away at the end of the playoffs when this whole thing's over with for best performance in a game, single game, he might be your guy.
That's hard to beat.
I don't know how another person going forward in this playoff the teams that are left is capable of doing what he did. I mean, for you to catch 100 yards, we got receivers in the SEC don't catch 100 yards. Then, like you said, he threw for another 45, 50.
Right.
I mean, he's just all – and I watched the story on him this morning. His mom did a little ESPN thing on him. She says as a little boy, he used to go put his shoulder pads on and run into the light pole in the front yard. Like she said, that was literally – she said he's been doing this since a little kid, and y'all think he's just running through people. She said, I've seen him do that his whole life.
Okay.
So there's a screw loose if you run into light poles.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your warm up, that's your practice. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. Great character.
You bringing up that game? If you take him off of the field, Arizona State's not even in it.
it's hard to argue with that.
Because
for sure.
their quarterback ran his mouth for a week leading up to it that he was the best quarterback on the field and he was this and he was that. I didn't see he was the best quarterback on the field. Looked like to me Ewers owned that title.
Well, Ewers made some nice throws, and granted, and certainly when the chips were down, he made some really, really nice. That one, on fourth down.
Oh, yeah.
In overtime to, what was it, 4th and 15?
Mm-hmm.
And, he just tosses up like, nothing in a touchdown. So Texas is odd. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on that. Their defense is really good at times, and their offense, I mean, they can look unstoppable, and then they just go away for periods. So
I think
it's going to be interesting to see what Texas does.
That's what the key
with Ohio State for sure.
Well, that's what I was about to say. That's what
got
the
a
key
monster to face.
is fixing to see is the defensive lines for both of them. If the Ohio State defensive line that played yesterday shows up, and the Texas defensive line that shows up, Ohio State will blow Texas out like they did in Tennessee. Like it makes you want to go back and scratch your head a little bit. They blew Tennessee out, but it's really Tennessee's a pretty good ball team. It may be just those Ohio States are really that good.
The way they're playing right now, that seems to be the case because Oregon, had not lost the game, obviously, coming into this. They were undefeated. And they didn't even look like they belonged in the same sport, much less the same game.
You look at the statistics you got here, negative 23 yards rushing for Oregon.
A lot of sacks.
You don't win at any level with negative 23 yards. Yeah, but still, you don't win at any level with that. No. And if I recall, I'd have to go back and look up stats, but if I'm not mistaken, the first time these two met, Ohio State didn't have a single sack in the first game. And they had many of them in this game.
Granted, it was in it. This tell you again how big a deal home field advantage is, especially in college athletics, but in any sport, home field advantage is a really, really big deal. Oregon won this game, and it was very close. This Ohio State, is hitting their stride for whatever reason. They're playing their best football right now, and it's not even close. But they just completely overwhelmed. This was 34-0.
Right.
At the end, Oregon scores late, and goes. Oregon scores late, goes for 2, gets it to go into halftime, comes out, scores again, gets the ball back, has it back, and does nothing with it. Ohio State goes down and scores, and the game's over. Yep. Now, probably the game's over in the first 5 minutes of the game, if we're really being honest. But at least it was. I don't know. I mean. Clearly, Ohio State's got to be the favorite to win it all right now.
I would have to say because everybody would say Georgia's got the talent to play with them. The problem is they got an unproven quarterback. And if he gets out there and can't perform at the level they need him to, then, Ohio State's got to be the front runner for it.
Well, our old friend James may have he may be right on target this year because I could easily see Ohio State and Penn State playing for the national title.
It's very possible.
Penn State, they look pretty good against Boise State. That game again, I thought Boise, held themselves up pretty well. If they don't turn the ball over 4 times, they're much closer in this game.
Right.
And it's a much tighter game, but. That was one of the big. You can't do that. Obviously.
Their big star running back. When you're one-dimensional as far as, I won't say one, but 65, 70% of their offense goes through that man. If you can slow him down, you really hurt Boise.
Oh, yeah. No question. All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
For air that's cool and clean, call Senza Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
Turn to the experts at Senza Green and find out how to get up to $1,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates. Visit sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Senza Green.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. Only about 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Give us a call, 256-234-6221, or dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z. And comment away. You can also check out our YouTube page as well. Go and subscribe to that. We would love for you to catch up with us on the social media side as well as the television side on your Spectrum cable dial, or you can find us on your Fire TV or Roku. Doesn't matter. We've got a channel there, WOTM. Just go and download that And you can watch us each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz. All right, Jimbo, Auburn football resolutions.
All right.
I'm not big on making resolutions. I'm not one of these guys that, will sit down and write out, New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
You ever been one of those kind of people?
I've never wrote them out, but I've done them in my mind, that I wanted to do. Yeah.
I've never been one of those. I don't know why. I've never been one of those kind of people. But for Auburn, I will make an exception.
Okay. Let me hear your list.
Well, how long you got? Auburn football, not where we want to be. 4 straight losing seasons. Mm-hmm. And the one before that was, I think, 6-5 or something like that, 6-4. That was the 2020 year, obviously. So a pretty rough road here for the Auburn Tigers. Mm-hmm. Looking back last year, the offense, and we talked about this as we came into the season, where we would like them to be, where we thought if they got to this level, we would be fine.
Yep.
Auburn ended up being pretty effective offensively if you just look at yardage.
Inside the 20s.
They moved the ball.
Yeah.
And you start looking, okay, so, you had Jarquez Hunter, and he ended up with over 1,000 yards. And,
he had KLS, and he almost got 1,000 yards.
He almost got 1,000 yards. He's just short of 1,000 yards. You almost had a 1,000-yard receiver. You got the younger guys involved, those freshman wide receivers, Malcolm, and you didn't get, of course, Perry Thompson involved.
He got a little.
Maybe he comes back this next year. But so when you look at it, it comes down back to that. What our offensive coordinator, Nick said, they wanted to score 40 points a game. Mm-hmm. We became woefully short of that. Mm-hmm. I think we ended up with about 26 points a game, somewhere around in there. So New Year's resolutions, score more. Now that's easier said than done, right?
Sure.
So how do we do that? How do we get this team to score more points? Because again, continue what you've done with the offense moving the football, but just get the ball in the end zone more.
If you wanted to, as a coaching side of it, if you want to dissect that a little bit more, you can probably recall, just like you and I brought up several times on the show during the year, plays that went awry. Like the Georgia play that went awry there on 4th down that nobody knew who was doing. Peyton thought he was doing this, and Coach said to do that, and they were all on a different page. My resolution was, if that's truly what the problem is the coach and the quarterback wasn't seeing eye to eye, and their communication wasn't well, that's what I would want to see for you to be able to score more points. Is we've got to be on the same page. Yeah. During the week, we need to really put a game plan together and look at whomever we're playing and look at all the tiny little details in it and go, okay, Jackson, you're our starter. We're about to play Alabama. This is what we're looking for right here, okay? On 1st and 10, 99% of the year they've been in cover 1. Okay, if this guy comes, you know what you do. If that guy comes, you know what you do. If that guy bails, you know what you do. We got it all covered. All you got to do is put the time in to watch the film and study it. And then when we get there on Saturdays and I get out my play sheet and I call this play, we've already went over it 1,000 times. There should be no mistakes on that kind of thing. No mistakes. That's my resolution is I want the defense, to me, they're going to be fine. They got a good representative there. Durkin's doing a great job. He put a good, as Randy says, a good product on the field.
Yeah.
Offensively, we've got to get on the same page. You've got to get rid of, I got a coordinator for 1st down. I got a coordinator for 2nd down. And I'm going to call the 3rd and 4th downs on some plays. Don't tell us all that. If it is, just don't tell us that.
Yeah, really.
That
ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yes. That would be my resolution for the offensively to be all on the same page.
Yeah, I don't want to see Jackson Arnold throw to a guy whose shoulder is out of joint.
Correct.
On the play.
Yes.
Miscommunications between the
and you got a damn helmet that they can talk to you. All they got to do is just talk in the helmet.
I would, another way they could score more points, stop missing field goals.
Yeah.
Because they missed quite a few field goals. Number one, they had to kick field goals instead of scoring touchdowns. That's number one. That
should show you, and I think I brought it up, that should show you the chunk yardage that we made were all between the 20s. When we got inside the 20s, it was like we had a harder time going. Yeah. They need to really work on that part of it. And is that at the running game? So maybe we've bulked up the offensive line this year and we went out and got us some road graders to make that happen. Or is it just a scheme thing again? Are we getting inside the 20 and whoever's calling first down can't come up with a play good enough to get us in the end zone?
Got to stay ahead of the change. Seemed like every time Auburn would get into a situation, you'd have a penalty. And that would kill if you had one holding penalty, that'd kill the drive.
Oh, sure.
No ability seemed like to recover.
A prime example, and we can talk about it after the break, but a prime example is what happened in the playoff game yesterday. That turns out completely different if they call a targeting foul on that kid, which in all indications.
Why did they not call it? That's the big question.
There's the question.
And the answer is because they didn't want to be the ones that cost Texas that game.
There you go.
That's the truth, I think, for sure. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit allagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Jim here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. What's your Auburn football New Year's resolutions? What would you like to see them do differently in 2025? And I tell you what, let's go to the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro hotline for the first call of the year. Our old pal Terry. Terry, how you doing today?
Doing great, Andy. Jim, how y'all doing?
Doing wonderful. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to y'all. New Year's resolution for Auburn football. Please, for the love, don't get in the shotgun in the 20-yard line end. That is the stupidest thing in the world, and it makes me want to pull a little hair I got left out. I just don't understand it. You're accepting already a loss. You know, in the I just don't understand it. I just don't. I mean, don't do that. Don't do it. I know Hugh Freeze is going to say, well, that's his offense, and that's the way it is. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I'm afraid we're going to continue to see it, Terry.
I'm afraid you're exactly right. You know, and you're wondering why he kicks me. Well, that is why. That's why you're kicking field goals, because you're already accepting a 7-yard loss. You know. Quarterback don't have to drop back; he's already back there.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Certainly,
but hey,
yeah.
You know, it's what the. And Jim, you were talking about the relationship between Hugh Freeze and the quarterback, and he still kept playing him.
Yeah, that Terry, I think that's when you've realized he got to a point that he didn't have confidence in what was on the bench behind him, so he just tried to ride out what he had.
Well, I see what you're saying, and I respect it, but at the same time, I think you gotta play another guy if that's the case. I mean, if you want to throw the ball downfield, Hank Brown could at least do that. I mean, Walker White. But and there's another thing. Why don't we keep signing 5-star quarterbacks and they keep sitting on the bench?
Well, now that's a good one for us to talk over, because we've had him in the past, Bo Nix being a great example. He didn't set the bench, but we didn't have him in an environment to develop him. We had a poor offensive line, and he had to run for his life the most of the time he was here. So I'm hoping Jackson Arnold, now that we've taken some time in the portal and built up the offensive line a little more, we actually get to see what a true 5-star can do once given the tools around him.
Yeah, and to go on that point a little bit there, is Bo Nix anywhere near the 12th pick in the first round at Auburn?
Yeah, not
close.
Not with Gus Malzahn as his coach.
Not even close.
Because he never recruited offensive line when he was there. For whatever reason, that was his Achilles. He would love to spread the ball out and go fast, but he didn't want offensive linemen.
Right, and guys, I agree that Hugh Freeze has got to show some improvement. Certainly, you cannot have another 6-6 year, certainly a losing year. But does it further illustrate just how big of a mess Malzahn and Harsin left this program in?
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, you start looking back. I mean, when you're in the middle of it, you're thinking you're just trying to think about how you're going to get out of it. But you look back and you think, my goodness, the last 5 years, it's and even going back even further than that. But it's
throw Alan Green in there too.
Oh yeah, there's enough blame to go around for a lot of people.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just, continuously messed up everything.
Yeah.
They just completely made a mess of things, and Malzahn the last 2 or 3 years didn't recruit. Harsin didn't do nothing, and under Alan Green's leadership, he didn't do nothing. So that further illustrates your point. Now, I'm going to reiterate what I said. You cannot have another 6-6, and certainly a losing season. You can't have that. You can't have another Birmingham Bowl appearance. You got to do better than that. So, and I agree with what Jim said. Maybe the attention Coach Freeze has paid to the offensive line. That's where it all starts and finishes, guys, on the lines of scrimmage.
No doubt.
No, there's no.
And that needs to be further pointed out more and more by me and everybody else.
Well,
that's where it all happens. Peyton Thorne would have been better with a better line of scrimmage.
Well, I think Andy and I were talking about him before the show started, or at the beginning of the show. There are things.
I'm sorry, Jim.
There are things that he would have benefited by having a better offensive line, but Peyton Thorne is just Peyton Thorne. He was an average quarterback. He's going to make you a few good throws. He's going to make you a few bad throws. He never once. Terry, you tell me you've watched a bunch of Auburn ball games. Did you ever think Peyton was going to put Auburn on his shoulders and win the game by himself?
No, absolutely not.
And there's
he could lose it by himself.
Yeah. So we hope that we got a quarterback in Jackson Arnold, or the Daniels kid coming in, or maybe even Deuce coming in, that has the ability to take over a ball game like Cam did. Go in there when the chips are down, and you like Alabama had happened to them in their bowl game the other day. When you go down 14, sometimes you can't help that it's going to rain in the first quarter and things happen. But good quarterbacks put teams on their shoulders and overcome that.
Well, I agree with what you're saying. I think Jackson Arnold could be the guy. I don't know about the guy for Stanford, but Deuce Knight, just a pure freshman, that's a lot to ask a coach that's got to do it better than 6-6 to keep his job. That's a lot to ask of a true freshman, 6-6 or better.
Ain't no question it's a lot to ask, but and again, I mean, look, this is Hugh Freeze's job, so he's going to put out the quarterback that he thinks gives him the best chance to win, whoever that may be.
Well, again, guys, do we really trust what Hugh Freeze says? He thought Peyton Thorne gave him the best chance to win, and he might have. Well, understandably, I had a hard time believing that Hank Brown or Walker White couldn't have produced a win better than Peyton Thorne. Because I think Jim's exactly right. You know what you get. You get mediocrity, and you get a Carnet Word quarterback or whatever that school is out there, and that's what he is. And I know people in Michigan that were darn glad to see him come to Auburn.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Thank you, Terry. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare. Serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State Games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State Games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit alagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Thursday afternoon, January the 2nd. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Let's go back to the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro Hotline and welcome in Larry. Larry, how you doing today?
I'm fine. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, y'all, too. I got a question for y'all.
All right.
Why are y'all so high on this Jackson Honor? Where did he come from? What did he do while he was there?
I'm not like super high on him. He did come from Oklahoma, and he had a very mediocre season.
Well, I come now we got this quarterback coming in, Deuce. I seen him play in the Mississippi-Alabama game.
Yes, sir.
And this guy is the real deal. And I don't understand why they don't give him the same opportunity they trying to get this Jackson Honor, because this guy going to take him place.
Well, I think they are going to give him a chance, and I think it's really interesting that, you know, they're bringing in a guy from Stanford as well, but he's not going to be here until the spring. So you're going to have Jackson Arnold and Deuce Knight, the only two scholarship quarterbacks on the roster, go through spring training. So to only have two guys, normally you have three or four, you're going to have those guys get almost every rep. Or you know, they're going to trade off in first-team reps and stuff. So Deuce Knight will have his chance.
Didn't Jackson Arnold lose his job this past season?
Yes, he did.
Well, I mean, he must not be that good if he lost his job. And then we got this hot shot freshman coming in. I seen him play in the Mississippi-Alabama All-Star game, and this guy is the real deal.
Well, look, I'm not going to make any excuses for Jackson Arnold. He got benched, and he got benched for a reason. But Oklahoma's offensive line was not very good. Their receivers were all hurt, and so I'm not sure that's a fair, to say what he's capable of in a sound offense with a lot of players around him, which I think Auburn, is probably going to be. He's going to have a lot of guys to throw to. He's going to have probably a better offensive line. So, yeah, look, I mean, let them compete. Let them compete in the spring and see who's the best guy.
Yeah, let them compete equally. Don't just hand the job to Jackson Arnold.
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah, and then what you free need to do is get him a heavy-duty running back like he had this past season, Hunter, and build that offensive line and that defensive line up. And we got some good recruits coming in the secondary, and get us some good linebackers and get us a great offensive line. And then we put Deuce back there, and Deuce and them receivers that we got, that we don't lose them, because I think a couple of them are going to leave there. And I think we'll be on the right track. But all that buddy stuff that he playing last year, like with Thorne, because I heard that Thorne and his dad had a great relationship with Hugh Freeze, and that's the reason Hugh Freeze didn't really give them other quarterbacks a chance.
Well, I mean, I don't think any coach plays any player that he doesn't believe is going to help him win, because I mean Hugh Freeze going to get fired if he doesn't win I'd say probably 8 games or more next year.
Yeah, I know, and they should fire him, because he paid Thorne last year, and Thorne was one of the worst quarterbacks I ever seen come through Auburn. He still said that Thorne gave him the best chance to win, and I just didn't see that. And I've been watching Auburn football ever since 1963.
Well, I guess you'll find out when Walker White, how he does, and Hank Brown at Iowa, and Walker White at Baylor, if they maybe Peyton Thorne was the best chance, and that'll tell you.
See what the best chance Auburn had. Auburn didn't have no chance, I didn't see nothing in Peyton Thorne for them 2 years he was there.
That may actually be the case. We may actually had no chance.
Well, I thought he was a good recruiter.
Well, everybody can miss on one position, I guess.
Yeah, but they don't need to keep missing on my dime.
Yeah.
And miss on somebody else's time.
I agree with you. 100%.
I mean, you ain't giving Auburn fans no chance. You get on there and make the same excuses every week, and then you got 2-3 people calling the offensive plays. And I mean, what are those assistant coaches good for if they can't coach up a player? If they can't bring a player in and coach him up, I don't see what they're good for.
Seems like a waste of money to me.
It's a waste of money and time. Well, we'll just hope for the best.
That's all we can do, Larry.
Okay, then. Y'all have a happy New Year.
All right, same to you. Appreciate it. Yeah, look, I'm not – when we got Jackson Arnold, I thought, yeah, okay, he's got a lot of potential. I think he's got a high ceiling. But, yeah, he did get benched last year.
This is going to be my way of explaining this. Bo Nix went through a similar situation at Auburn and left and went to Oregon and flourished. Maybe Jackson went through his Bo Nix at Oklahoma and he comes to Auburn and flourishes.
Sometimes a change of scenery is what a guy needs.
That's right.
And it helps, and you can see it, and it that has happened many times before. On this day, 1984, Auburn defeated Michigan 9-7 in the Sugar Bowl.
Something Alabama could not do. Lost to them the beginning of last year and
twice
the beginning
in
of this
1 year.
year.
How about that?
Wow.
Yeah. Don't see that very often for sure. It's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. back on the air tomorrow, same time, same channel. For Jim Hardy, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.